The New Patriotic Party is set to begin its protest against what they have described as police harassment and government tactics of intimidating persons associated with the New Patriotic Party. They claim that the government and the Ghana Police Service has done this through the arrest of prominent persons and personalities associated with the New Patriotic Party and detain them unlawfully. And in instances where these persons are granted bail, the bail conditions are harsh to the extent that these persons are not able to meet the bail conditions. And so they are protesting today to present a petition to the Inspector General of Police. They will also present a petition to the presidency asking them to stop what they have described as harassment of NPP. They believe that this is against the tenets of democracy and that the Ghana Police Service, together with the government, are trying to stifle opposition voices for which they will rise against. The protest is set to begin here at the Obra spot here at the Kwame Nkrumah Circle. Already, Ghana Police Service officers are stationed here at the Obra spot, getting ready to provide security to the protesters. And obviously, this is by way of the legal processes for which a protest can be held. A notification ought to be given to the Ghana Police Service, giving out routes and also requesting for protection. And so the organizers haven't done this. The Ghana Police Service are here in their numbers to provide protection to protesters. Now, behind the police officers are some of the protesters who have stationed here at the Obra spot, waiting for the protest to begin. One of the organizers at the moment is addressing the protesters before they move. We've seen here former health minister, Dr. Boy. We've also seen youth organizers of the NPP here. And to listen to some speeches, Ahunahuna, who is the NPP's national coordinator, about to address the protesters before the protesters will move.
Ghana democracy ayawami sawi kabi namin kabi free moi. We don't have democracy. Kabi mami kabi, that is the backbone of the democracy. Tama Mr. Mahama, His Excellency John Mahama, opposition leader for NDC, Nanado president, or refer to the president to say the Achim mafias. In there, Abronye Kokasa, no mudi uncle fashion insa, no mudi now to Black Maria Mu, Asa Obia, Wakoko Yeku. Basadi ye NPP, your founding fathers, they stand against injustice in this country. And we are not going to resist. We are going to march and make sure, sir, the freedom of speech will never be silent in this country. Thank you very much.
So that was a statement by the national coordinator of the NPP a former regional organizer of the NPP in the person of Moses Abo is the one coordinating events at the moment. And so the Greater Accra organizer of the NPP, Prince Obey, is set to address the protesters.
This march is not about NPP or CPP. This march is about the Ghanaian youth and the Ghanaian people. Chaboy, it is so because when the NDC and John Dramani Mahama were campaigning for power, what they told the Ghanaian youth, say, ya baba mamu in kuko kete in kuko kete nu ya mutu anamebwa in kuko kete diai in kuko kete no diai afa John Dramani Mahama okase 24-hour economy in 24-hour economy na diai 24-hour economy na diai essence ultimate swa ninyama ninti afa ope kwan bisu e dia katakata ninyama ndo swa na mebwa. And so because of that, the NDC and John Dramani Mahama have resorted to state-sponsored harassment and intimidation, abuse of power. But we want to tell John Dramani Mahama that as for us in the NPP, as for us, the Ghanaian youths, Chaboy, Chaboy, DJ, who can this is what you want? DJ, who can this is what you want? Chaboy, SSA, John Dramani Mahama, DJ. Your last one, your last one, oh, your last one, your last one. Mukacha DJ no, your last one, your last one, hey, your last one. Wasumo nakai, wasumo nakai, wasumo nakai. Afe, wasati Mike no. SSA John Dramani Mahama. On to me swan that this one it they are already said oh chicken of war one more kasatumu na JJ running square yes sir JJ running square yes sir say nana adodeko akufuado o kasati anu no chiwa aka John Dramani Mahama kwa bwagi ache no inyama kwafo kasati nana adodeko akufuado wa chini papa akukra say omai ebe koso na kebi mami kebi dia yan tutunu edeja inti kokoyebo IGP kokoyebo John Dramani Mahama kokoyebo biadi say leave the people to speak, leave the people to speak. Enough of the intimidation. We are not going to be cowed, we are not going to be subdued. We will speak and speak and speak.
As you've heard from the regional organizer of Greater Accra in the person of Prince Obey, he has made the point clear that they are protesting against what they believe is an attempt by the government to stifle free speech, which they say is not good for democracy. At the moment, Dr. Bernard Okoboy, who a former health minister and a former member of parliament on the ticket of the NPP for Lejekuko is set to address protests.
Oh, we shall wait. Kukulu. We thank you very much for making it to this particular protest. Our message is very simple. This NDC government was voted for to come and improve the lives of Ghanaians. The NDC government sold a message of the NDC government told Ghanaians that the youth are unemployed. So when they come, they will make sure that for every one job in the public sector, there will be 3 youth that will do the job. So they said 1 job, 3 shifts, 3 people. That was the 24-hour economy. NDC told us that they are going to open a bank for all our ladies so that they can get money to do business. Today, what is happening? After getting power, the NDC have forgotten their message. Today, they are using the police to intimidate Ghanaians. All we are saying is that the police are our brothers and sisters. It is true that it is politicians that give position to their bosses. But please, this is good advice to the police. Don't allow a politician to use you to be unprofessional in your behavior. Because the politician will not be there forever. Use the training and knowledge you were given in your school so that you'll be fair to all Ghanaians. When the NPP got power, we didn't spend time arresting regional chairmen. We were holding meetings on how to implement free SHS so that our children will go to school. When NPP got power, we used our time and energy to start the 1 district, 1 factory so that the youth will get jobs. What are we seeing in the first 9 months of this NDC government? Anytime they realize that the youth are losing hope in them, they will go and arrest 1 politician, only to incite their base and to excite them. Please, effectively, this government has just 36 months. The last year is an election year. As we speak, almost 10, 11 months is gone. If this government doesn't focus, they might lose all the goodwill that Ghanaians used to vote for them. So please, wakbadefai ke police no jiboe no ke fio okoe ke no efe ate.
That's right.
Uye police niya se ubetwa abronya picture. Now there are 2 internet sua. Who arrested Chairman Azoka onusu twa picture never to the internet. Yes, Remo. There is no democracy in the world where an individual will be put in an armored vehicle because he spoke on social media or television. These things happen only under dictatorships. So please, President John Dramani Mahama on the outside appears to be a fine gentleman. We want that fineness to show in the behavior of his appointees, in the behavior of the police, and in the behavior of his government. You cannot come and preach virtue on the outside and practice vice inside. You cannot be telling us that we should be 1 people, only to treat us separately and discriminatorily. You cannot tell us that you are for all Ghanaians, but be going after a few. We support the application of the law, but not the abuse of processes in the application of the law. We support the rule of law, but not tyranny of the law. So please, this is a message to the government. If you cannot clean our water bodies, if you cannot give us jobs, if you cannot give our women money, please don't take away our right to speak. If you think someone has misspoken, take them to a judge let a judge give the ruling so that we will know that a judge declared us guilty. Guilt does not lie in the hands of the IGP. Guilt does not lie in the hands of a government appointee. Guilt does not lie in the hands of our adversaries. And so please, let the law work. Let democracy work for all of us and not for a few people. If you don't behave, we will come here again. If you will not allow us to sleep as police, you will also not sleep. We will always come here. We will do the job here until justice rules across all the streets in this country.
Sure.
From Accra all the way to Tamale. God bless you. God bless you all. Let's be professional. Let's demonstrate.
Mubamu Semano, Mepamucho, the regional organizer of the New Patriotic Party, Prince Obi is still maintained. Is here, the incoming regional chairman. Mepamucho Biambra Kwaru, Revabu, the national youth organizer. Let's move.
So those are the marching orders that have been given by a former youth organizer of the NPP for the Greater Accra region, Moses Abo. The protest is set to begin in earnest, and as the speeches have demonstrated thus far, they seek to protest against the arrest of NPP persons. They seek to protest against the harsh conditions that are given to persons who are detained, and to protest against the unlawful detention of some NPP officers as they described. Now let's speak to some NPP personalities who are here for more of their thoughts on this protest. I mean, it's about 9 a.m. It looks like you're not getting the numbers.
Well, thanks for having me on your reputable station. The challenge is not about the numbers. And if you pay attention well, you realize that there are a lot of numbers behind us. But that's not even what we're looking for. It's about democracy. In democracy, you're looking for the voice of the people. It's not necessarily 10,000 people speaking wrong, but it's about one person speaking right. And if we feel that our right is being trampled upon, just one voice is enough. So the numbers may not mean that much, but the voicing on the challenge that is happening, literally on the subversion on the freedom of speech, that is the challenge for which we are embarking on this demonstration. And I feel the numbers are potent enough to make this send a strong signal to the Ghana Police Service and also to the presidency.
But of course, you know that when it comes to protests in Ghana, and particularly if the protest is being organized by the main opposition party and the cause for which you're protesting on, you should have a certain level of momentum. And with this kind of number, someone may say that it speaks to the challenge that the NPP itself is facing.
So you realize that, interestingly, it is the NPP youth wing who's organizing this protest. We didn't even marshal all the forces of our party. It is the youth.
But the youth make up majority of the party.
Don't worry about that. But as I'm telling you, if your cameras can fly up and pay attention to the masses we're working with, it doesn't even send too much of a bad signal, because we are sending a very strong signal to the police service and also to the government in power that they are subverting our freedom of speech. This is the challenge. The reason why you may not have even found a lot of the masses here around may probably be because of the same reason why
they're afraid.
They're demonstrating.
They're afraid.
But that's the challenge. That is the reason why those of us who are not afraid would have to speak. Because it appears as if we are bringing back the dark days of we not having the opportunity to speak have our freedom of speech, so to say.
But I mean,
criminal libel law.
But the point is that the Ghana Police Service is doing its work. People are arrested. I mean, they've made inflammatory statements for which you don't deny. They're arrested, they've been given bail. They can't meet the bail conditions. How do you fault the Ghana Police?
If somebody makes a defamatory statement and you decide to arrest the person, you put them before a judge. You don't handcuff somebody for not speaking right and put him in a vehicle which is used to catch hardened criminals.
Come on, it's
a
property of a state using in transporting persons who are suspected of any offense.
It is a deliberate attempt to subvert the freedom of speech of the people. When you try to cower the people into submission by engaging some of these communist inferior tactics, it affects the people, other people, from feeling free to speak their mind.
But the point here is that what wrong has the Ghana Police Service done when the person who has been arrested, say but for Abronye, the others, they've not been able to meet, like Wuntumi for instance, wasn't able to meet his bail condition. How is it the problem of the Ghana Police Service?
So you see, to me, I've got to hear that our own chairman in the Blue Region, Abronye, spoke some things even against some men of God. I am not against it. If I see him face to face, I will speak to me in the face that you don't talk to leaders like that. I am not supporting that. But the fact that you don't give the opportunity for citizens to be able to freely speak their mind, that is a threat on our democracy.
I mean, you've been in government for the past 8 years. The laws for which these persons have been arrested are sitting in our books. You didn't find a reason to repeal them, which you could have done.
So that is the reason why President Kufuor repealed the criminal libel law, to make sure that people can freely speak their mind in the democracy that we are building in this fourth republic. This demonstration is not because of Abronye. This demonstration is because of the myriads of people who are literally being subverted. Their voices are not being heard. There are a lot more people who may want to speak but can't speak. There is galamsey happening now. How many people are speaking? But because we are victimizing people, people cannot come openly to speak. You are only hearing lone rage voices. And that does not help our democracy. When you subvert the people's ability to speak, people cannot be able to hold the system accountable. And that does not help our democracy.
What do you think will happen after today's protest?
Well, after today's protest, I expect the IGP to understand reason. I expect His Excellency the President, John Dramani Mahama, to understand reason, so that they curtail this wanton, excessive, overpowering gambadoism on cowering the citizens from speaking their minds.
Thank you very much.
Most welcome.
That's Emmanuel Clote. He is with the NPP. Previously worked with former Regional Minister, Greater Accra Regional Minister Henry Korte, as one of the administrators of the Regional Secretariat. Also worked with the NPP at the regional level, contested as General Secretary for the region 2 times, but have since lost same. The protest is about to begin as we speak. We do not know what is happening, but the protest team was progressing forward, but look like they have to do some house cleaning stuff.